Hello and welcome back to Lovely on the Football Zone and to a weekend previewing the Premier League action coming up this weekend. But before we do that, we're going to have a quick rundown of the European action we've seen this weekend. Starting off with a huge game at Anfield. Trent returned to Liverpool in a losing way as Liverpool beat Real Madrid by 1-0. McAllister with a goal in the 61st minute. And yes, statement win for Liverpool. They were fully deserving here. A huge win for them. Slightly less surprising was Slavia Prague losing to Arsenal 3-0 and Tottenham beating Copenhagen 4-0. But yeah, great result for Liverpool. A bit of a statement result. Chelsea, though, very disappointing to only draw 2-2 at Karabag, and that's a disappointing result. City, a bit of a statement win for them as well, beating Dortmund by 4-1. Yeah, superb for them. City looking really, really strong at the moment, and they're in a great position, as are Newcastle with a 2-0 win over Athletic Bilbao. So yeah, overall, bar the Chelsea result, a very good week for the English clubs. And in the Conference League, we saw Crystal Palace get a 3-1 win over Alkmaar. Good for them after losing their last game. Gets them back on track, obviously after a loss in the last game. And in Europa League, obviously controversial game, Aston Villa beating Tel Aviv 2-0, a big result for them. And yeah, a pretty comfortable win in the end. And Forest drawing at Sturm Graz 0-0 will be disappointing. Gibbs White missed the penalty. I think they definitely would have had that down as a winnable game for them. And moving on into the preview section of the video, Tottenham against Manchester United. And yeah, this is an interesting one. Tottenham, of course, have struggled recently in the League Two, in all competitions in domestic football. 2 losses in a row. And yeah, before that, though, they have been very good in their travels, not so good away from home against Manchester United side, who just are trending upwards slightly, aren't they? Obviously, probably disappointed not going to win Forest, but before that, good run. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I feel like Tottenham need a home league win. I think they could well get it here. I'm going to say 2-1. Moving on into Everton as they take on Fulham, and yeah, this is an interesting game. Everton, yeah, it's a bit up and down for them at the moment, isn't it? 2 losses in a row before the Sunderland game, Man City and Tottenham, and then of course Fulham coming into this one off the back of that win against Wolves, which is a big win for them because before that they haven't really been convincing. But I think that maybe could be the start of them kicking into gear. But it feels like Everton need a result at home, and I'm going to say they could well get it here. I'm going to say 2-0 to Everton. Moving on into West Ham and Burnley, and yeah, this is an interesting one. West Ham will be looking to really continue that win from the Newcastle game last week. Such a big win to get that, and against the Burnley side who lost to Arsenal, but before that did get 2 wins in a row. It won't be an easy game, no doubt. So yeah, they'll need to be at their best, but it's going to be an interesting one, this one you feel could go either way. But I think West Ham will have the momentum. Hopefully the fans will get behind them too, and I think that could lead to them picking up a victory. Moving on into Sunderland against Arsenal at the Stadium of Light, and Sunderland coming into this one obviously off the back of a dream start to the season so far, but Arsenal they're flying so high, aren't they, and it feels like this is going to be a game you'd expect to see them winning. Obviously, some newly promoted side, obviously, though, overachieving expectations thus far. But yeah, such a dominant one for Arsenal recently, and I think there's no reason why it won't continue. Moving on into Chelsea as they take on Wolves at Stamford Bridge. And Chelsea coming into this one off the back of that win over Tottenham in the last Premier League game, and it's such a good performance for them. They've now won 4 of the last 5 in all competitions. I think doing relatively well in the league, just 2 points off second, obviously away to Arsenal. But Wolves rooted to the bottom of the table, new manager in, and it's just a tough first game for them to start off in, isn't it? So I'm going to see Chelsea getting a win here. Moving on then to Villa as they take on Bournemouth at Villa Park, and Villa coming into this one. Obviously, it's been a mixed run of form, hasn't it, in all competitions, but I think there are signs that they're starting to really get there. Their win over Man City was great, but then comfortably beaten by Liverpool. But Bournemouth losing to Man City last time out, but before that, obviously, they've been on a great run of form. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, this one. I'm going to say it will be Villa who come away with a win here. Moving on then to Brentford as they take on Newcastle at the G-Tech. And this is another interesting game. Brentford losing to Palace last night, but before that, 3 wins in a row, looking strong against a Newcastle who defeated by West Ham, and it's such a shame result for that one because obviously the 3 wins beforehand in all comps made it look like they were getting there. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, this one. I'm going to say it will be a 1-1 draw. Moving on into Palace as they take on Brighton in their rivalry. And this is an interesting game, one that could go either way. I think Palace two really good wins on the trot against Brighton, who picked up that 3-0 win over Leeds. So yeah, two teams coming into this one are entering a bit of form. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, this one. I think both teams will be going to this one thinking that there's no reason why they can't get a result in. So yeah, I'm going to say it will be a 2-0 win for Palace here. I think they'll have enough to get past. Moving on then to Forest against Leeds at the City ground, and Forest coming into this one obviously off the back of a mixed run of form. I think it's fair to say got that win over Dyche in Dyche's first game over Porto, but the results since then haven't really been ideal, but I do think they are moving in the right direction compared to the Ange days. Leeds though seem to have stuttered a bit, excluding that win over West Ham. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, this one. I'm going to say it will be a 2-1 win for Forest in this game. Moving on then to Man City against Liverpool at the City ground, and yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. City coming into this one, I think looking really strong. Maybe you could say reliant on Haaland, but he's still on the team, isn't he? Liverpool getting that win over Villa in the Premier League could really put a stop to their rots in the Premier League. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I think City at home though, I've just been more impressed with them than I have been Liverpool recently, so I'm going to say it will be a win for City here.
Video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily football news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.